Come on, people in the back. You think you're all interested in your own little lives. No, you gotta be interested in what I have to say. Okay?
Right now.
No, you don't have to be. You don't even have to listen. In fact, you can get up and leave if you want. But I drove all the way over from Oakland to see you. It was sunny over there. You know, every time I come across the West Bay, I'm greeted with billows of cloud and dripping fog. Anyway, that's our chamber pitch. Anyway, this is going to be well, it's a very exciting year. The year before, but 210 is going to be a real challenge. It's a challenge because the problems are a challenge. Getting health care for everybody, it's a challenge. How do you hold costs down? Where do you find the money? Where do you find the doctors and the nurses? So there's a challenge on the medical front. Then we come here to California, and we got this budget problem. We've had a budget problem for many, many years now. It's been more than 2 governors have been able to figure out. And we're looking forward to another deficit, and then a deficit after that. So you have an intractable problem in terms of how does the government pay for itself? And this is something new, because California has been able to meet its bills for 150 years. And we're facing that problem. Then we look over other things like water, and they keep squabbling about that. I don't know how many of you realize it. The last water project in California was built when my father was governor. And that was 45 years ago. They did a good job. By the way, we had a part-time legislature then too, by the way, so I don't know what that means, but we had a lot of good things going. And then we have always the school dropout issue, still challenging. You've got a lot of kids in the lower income neighborhoods. Half of them don't make it through high school, let alone get into college. Big challenge. And I started 2 public schools in Oakland where we're getting a 99% graduation rate. And I'm very proud of that. It's all mostly low-income kids. Anyway, I know we're only supposed to talk for a couple minutes, but I thought I'd just warm you up a little bit if I could. I see Janice Hahn in the back. That woman is really fighting hard. Is your opponent here? No, we don't even. That's a problem for him, and not for you. Anyway, so I think I better reduce this just to a couple of points, and that is that looking forward, we're going to have a very strong Democratic Party, but we're going to have to be able to reach across the aisle and get some consensus, because whatever we do, you've got to get some independents and you got to get some Republicans to vote for it. Yeah. Whether it's in the legislature or you have to go back to the people to change some of the constitutional measures that now shape the budget. So no matter what you do, we're going to have to create a new consensus, a new vision of the state. And it's a time when things are tough. Now, what happened over the last 10 years? A big bubble happened. A bubble based on debt, more debt. And where do we get the money? We go borrow it from China or from Japan, or people want to buy the bonds of America. And now the chickens have come home to roost. And we're saying, okay, not as much borrowing. But borrowing was the engine of growth. So what's left is we're going to have to work harder. We're going to have to be more cooperative. We're going to have to invent new things, create new wealth, new technology. And here's the big challenge. We've got to encourage the most brilliant and the most creative to invent the new wealth. At the same time, we can't forget the people who are left behind, who don't have all the assets and attributes to be a big success. We've got a lot of people who are left behind, who don't have health care, who live in a neighborhood where there's a lot of crime, and who need extra attention. And so that's a cost. And whatever way we look, we're challenged. Just today in the paper, it came out how much money is being given to Hollywood to subsidize films. Now you'd say, gee, why are we subsidizing all these people? Well, jobs are going away, and all these other states are subsidizing. So we're in a big competition with other states, other countries, to maintain jobs and to generate wealth. So I just want to say that, as you know, I haven't made any announcements about running for governor yet. Now, you know that. But I do want to just give you 2 facts. I have $8 million more than that other guy, and I'm ahead by 20 points. So, it's a thought. And by the way, some people think this, I've heard, it's a sprint to the future. No, it's a marathon. And it's a tough marathon, and you got to carry a lot of people on your back. And we got to work together. So, look, I've been around the track a long time, and I'm still really ready to take on the tough challenge. But there's never been a challenge as tough as it is today. It's never been harder. The money's not there. The parties are more bitter, polarized, fighting from Washington to Sacramento. So we're going to have to be very creative, very patient, and very mobilized. The Republicans are talking, one of them wants to spend $150 million on the campaign. That's a hostile takeover of democracy.
Right on!
It takes over the airwaves. That's one of them. Then you got another one, he's got $300 or $400 million bucks, and then you got this other fella. And you know what? They're all from either San Mateo or Santa Clara. I've never seen so many Republicans coming out of this part of California. But there they are. And they're going to be formidable. But don't worry. Help is on the way. This party is going to be triumphant. And you're going to have strong, creative candidates. We're going to work together. Maybe a little bitsy fight in the primary. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. And after that, we'll go on in November. By the way, the only thing that can beat their money is our mobilization.
That's
a
right.
grassroots campaign with small donors as well as the big donors, because we are not going to discriminate. If you want to give the maximum of $25,900, it will be gratefully received. But if you can't afford that, would you go to jerrybrown.org tonight and at least just send a little note, sign up, send me $10, $15, anything. Just get on my mailing list so I can harangue you for the rest of the campaign. Thank you very much.